Hi, I'm just here to report to you on the Omar Mateen and the Orlando mass shooting. Many YouTubers are reporting that he was a CIA operative and he was doing a CIA mission by killing them all. Okay, first of all, it's really important to keep an eye on reality, and this is absolutely ludicrous. He was a security guard, and that was it. And I'll be quite honest with you, profiling wise, he is most likely gay and had some event. What sounds like is the most likely truth is that when one of his former partners had a threesome with he and another Puerto Rican, the most credible story is that, of course, the Puerto Rican was HIV positive. Mateen found out. He was very upset, and he took it out on the gay community, and it was more of a case of his Islamic beliefs in the fundamentalist area of Islam were combined with his deep-seated hurt. I had a theory, which, I mean, there's no way to ever substantiate it, so it doesn't really matter, but his father said he saw two gay men kissing in public with his son one day, and it got him quite upset. The only event that could possibly be as serious enough to precipitate mass murder is, of course, if one or both of those men were former partners of his, or even present partners of his. And then, of course, he's feeling a seriously emotional hurt and acting out in an irrational way. So you really have to have emotional reasoning in place, even to commit horrific acts. If they don't just happen because you're crazy and you like to kill people. Seriously, it never works that way. So you absolutely have to have some sort of deeply emotional event, an emotional trauma, which precipitates the act. We know that most of the school shooters, it's been, the college especially, the men felt rejected by the females, so then they would go and shoot all the females they could. Some of the men, felt bullied by a bunch of the kids, so they went and they just shot people that that represented to them the accepted children or students. So it's whatever the deep-seated trauma of the individual is that precipitates the violent act. Unfortunately for the gay community, they have 69% of all mass shooters, all mass murderers are actually in the gay community. The 97% of them are the male gays, and 3% are female gays, and the rest, the remaining 33% of mass murderers are actually in the heterosexual community. So these are global figures; they're not just North American figures. And shooting is one of the least effective ways to mass murder. There was a poisoning. One of the gay men had a big, it was basically like a big orgy with a bunch of his gay friends over, and he poisoned the food and the wine, and he killed most of everybody there. Something like 46 people died. Just things like that, So knife attacks, those are very popular where there's not as many, where there's no access to guns, where the gun control laws are very strict. You find a lot more people being hacked to death by kitchen knives. Butcher knives as well, it's a very popular tool. Axes, cleavers. But usually there's some sort of form of deep-seated pain. Now, there's no chance that he was a closet homosexual who was feeling conflicted, because according to his lovers and friends, he's been openly gay for 10 years. His family members knew he was gay, and both of his wives have agreed that he was openly gay to them. So there was no conflict. It was a matter of he had his ways, and they had to accept it or move on. So the idea that he's a CIA operative and this was a CIA operation, trust me, if it was a CIA operation, you probably never would have found out about it in the news. Good luck with that.